See, in India, most of the agriculturists, they have small holdings. Nowadays, we hear a cry that there is labor shortage. Of course, on one side population is increasing and on the other side labor shortage problem is also there. It is a very peculiar problem. The simple thing is that the farmer is unable to pay the better salary or a better wages to the workers. That is why people are going away from this farming and they are finding some other avenue where they can get a better wage. Farmer's problem is that he gets such a low price, he is not able to pay better wages to his employees. This is the major problem. And another problem is these small holdings. How can we overcome this problem? PROUT has a simple solution: cooperatives. Cooperative does not mean that we should have a cooperative society established. What we need is a cooperative spirit in farming. In what way it helps us? In farming, since we are all small farmers, we have a small holding, everyone wants to go for cultivate a crop which brings me or which fetches me better price. Generally we go for commercial crops. Sometimes what happens is, as it goes, the land terrain, the land system, the river system, the riverlet system or the irrigation system is such that it does not allow every small holding to grow all the crops. That is what we call land use planning. In a small holding of 2 acres, 3 acres or 1 acre or even 5 acres, land use planning becomes just it's a mockery. It's not land use planning. Land use planning is to be taken for the entire at least one valley or one piece of some hundreds of acres of land where there is uniformity. So, in such places along the gradient we can grow different crops. Some land is suited for field crops, say like paddy, wheat or whatever it is, and some portion is suited for tree crops. We have to go for that. Everybody cannot grow everything, and some part of that land or some part of that particular valley may be suited for storing water. We need to conserve water also. It may be good for water tanks or something like that. And if by chance a person happens to own a land in that particular piece which is very well suited for construction of a tank, water tank, he will not get a direct income. But if a cooperative is made of all these people, they can first is better go for a better land use planning, a scientific land use planning, and they can share the benefit. What it requires is a change in the attitude of the people. Unless our attitude changes, if I go on thinking by doing like this the other fellow will get more benefit, I may not get more benefit. This selfish attitude, we cannot go with that. But speaking from the point of view of cooperatives, certainly a cooperative can be made while cultivating. Then of course other things are there. A bigger area means we can mechanize the things. Our problem of this shortage of labor will be solved because we will be going for more of mechanization. We can use better techniques, we can use now this cooperative, it can solve one of the major problems of India, that is what we call disguised unemployment. The agriculture sector suffers with disguised unemployment. You ask any agriculture, he is busy all the 365 days. But if you count his income and the way he is working, almost 364 days he is unemployed, or at least 6 hours a day he is unemployed, because he does not have other work to do. This cooperative can help in making the people happily go out of that where he is not employed. When I say this, let me still try to explain. In small holding, I do not have full work. Still I am attached to my land because I do not want my land. I do not want to leave my land. I have a sentimental attachment, one thing. Second is that is my source of income. I do not have other source. And I am afraid if I leave my land, somebody may occupy it, somebody may encroach it, and I will lose my land. And our laws are also like that. If I give it to somebody else for cultivation, after a few years he can go and file a case in the court and saying that I am the real cultivator and I need to be there. So this owner is naturally afraid he may lose his property itself. That is why he does not want to leave. But when these cooperatives come, he can happily give it, and he can take up other jobs, other professions, because this is not remunerative, but still he is clinging to that. He can go there. That means our lands are better utilized, our production will go up. This is one part of it. And second part is the prices in the market. Maybe if somebody reads Indian newspapers, one will come to know the farmers will be throwing their produce, they will bring it to the market, they will be throwing it on the roads. Maybe tomato, maybe green chilies, maybe onions, maybe potatoes, so many things it has happened. That means wherever these produce cannot be kept, wherever storage facilities are not there, wherever the farmers cannot keep it for a long time and he is bound to sell it within a short period. All such products, the prices are so varying. Simultaneously, the farmers will be selling at 50 paisa a kg or a rupee a kg, and in the retail market on the same day, a little away from there, maybe 100 kilometers, just 100 kilometers away, it will be costing 10 rupees to 15 rupees a kilo. Let me quote, in Karnataka there is a place called Kolar, hardly 100 kilometers from Bangalore. People grow tomatoes on a large scale. When it comes to the market, the farmers are unable to sell it even at 50 paisa or 1 rupee a kilo. Then on such days they throw it on the roads. Same day, 100 kilometers away in Bangalore, the prices will be something like 10 rupees, 12 rupees in the retail market. The buyer will be purchasing at that rate. Here one is, we can blame that the middleman is making money, but the second is the holding capacity of the farmer. Nobody knows whether 10 rupees a kilo tomato is a viable proposition for a farmer or 2 rupees a kilo is a viable proposition. We do not calculate. He cultivates, there is no proper system of informing which crop he should grow during this year. Nobody advocates him which crop he should grow. I learned that in some of the western countries at least that much care is taken of. Here nothing. It is individual affair. It is individual business like. And what time will come when the grower himself will be able to get 15 rupees a kilo tomato. But that may come on some single day somewhere, which he does not know how to plan. It is maybe by fluke, or maybe a farmer in a lakh who knows how to calculate these things, and when he has studied and knows the market trend, and he knows, oh, on this day I may be able to get a better price, then he will plan. This is only some industrialist or a person with industrial mind setup can do it, not majority of the farmers. 99.9% of the farmers suffer this price hike, price variation. So the cooperatives, when they are made, when they really enter with cooperative spirit in the farming sector, certainly farmers can get advice. As one cooperative, entire village or entire that particular area which we have selected for land use planning, that area can go for different crops. They can plan the different periods of the harvest, so they get a better price. In that way, cooperative is certainly going to help them, and a cooperative can go for construction of some storages, whereas for small farmers, individual farmers, it is not possible. See, the funny part, what strikes me is of our bureaucracy and our so-called intelligentsia of India and our politicians. As a student 40 years back, I used to read, the major problem of agriculture is small holdings. And our politicians, even after 40 years, they say, and there are many other philosophies which encourage people, everybody must get at least 1 acre of land. And economic holding concept we have been taught 40 years back, saying that an economic holding is a one which gives minimum return to the person. So what is the economic holding now? Each area wise we have to calculate. We cannot say a 1 acre in some place may be economic holding, in some place 10 acres may not be an economic holding, but we have to calculate it depending on the fertility of the land and all other factors. The funny thing part I was telling is the politicians and our intellectuals who write textbooks and others, we teach that in the college, and outside we say we never talk about economic holding. We want to make people more and more dependent on small holdings only. So now anybody who is going to agriculture, more than 60% of the farmers in India they come under the category of small farmers, that is who hold less than 2.5 hectares of land or 5 acres of land, will come in that category. Nobody tries to how to increase the holding. It is not, we cannot increase the land. So only way is to encourage cooperatives in cultivation. That we have not been doing. And PROUT says, see, it is not very difficult. What we need is to give ideas to the people. Yes, you can do it. You can do it in this way. But what the present trend is going is, we are encouraging individuals. These cooperatives in industrial sector also can help.